Welcome to Automotive Territory. The year 2017 is now gone, and it is time for an updated episode of Automotive Territory with a list of the most affordable electric cars that you can buy in 2018. Probably to the surprise of many viewers, Tesla Model 3 won't be featured in this video. It does have great performance specifications, but believe it or not, still remains a quite expensive car with $35,000 in the price tag. Moreover, we didn't want to include pre-order vehicles to this list, because if you were to order a Model 3 today, best case scenario you would get one in a year or two. The waiting line is just too long, and production schedule is experiencing constant delays. So if you're shopping for an electric car in 2018, this will be your ultimate guide to learn about the reasonably priced buying options, but make sure to do some additional research on your own. Before we get to the video, always remember two things. Be subscribed to Automotive Territory and try not to discharge lithium batteries of your electric car to 0% all the time. This way they will serve much longer. Enjoy the ride! Nissan Leaf 2.0. The long-awaited second-generation Nissan Leaf that went on sale in January 2018 looks totally reinvented. It is somewhat bigger than the predecessor, has design features of a hot hatchback, and dramatically improved technical specifications. This time, Nissan's customers get to operate a more powerful electric motor that produces 147 horses and 236 pound-feet of instant torque that convert to 0 to 60 acceleration under 10 seconds. If previously you could rely on this EV only for a short commute, the new model delivers solid 150 miles of range and fast charging up to 88 miles in 30 minutes with a 40 kWh battery. Among the innovative hardware and software of this car, we can highlight ProPilot Assist that provides drive assistance and in the future will allow full autonomy. The Leaf 2.0 starting price is $30,000 or as low as $22,490 after federal tax credit. But this isn't all to Leaf. The 2019 extended range model will have a 60 kWh battery, 225 miles range, 214 horses motor, and the ability to use a DC fast charging rate of 100 kilowatts. Renault Zoe. Another car manufacturer that is rocking on the electric cars market is Renault. Their Zoe is currently the best-selling all-electric car in Europe, with a current affordable price of $19,230 for the base model, with signing up for the battery lease for $70 a month. Of course, you can own the battery paying $27,000 at the dealership, but this really doesn't make a lot of sense. For the 2018 model year, there is a renewed version of the car with a 40 kWh ZE battery from LG that reserves 250 miles on a charge, solving the range anxiety problem for good. It is worth mentioning that Zoe would make it to this list even in its top iSignature NAV trim, since the price does not exceed $35,000, but adds leather upholstery, parking assistance, and sophisticated audio system from Bose. The capable four-wheeler produces 88 horses and 162 pound-feet of torque, allowing for the comfortable top speed of 84 miles per hour. Electromechanica Solo. Nowadays, most urban residents drive to work by themselves. With this fact in mind, the engineers at Electromechanica created the Solo, the ultimate electric city car for just one rider. The compact structure of the auto enabled the engineers to place an 82 horsepower motor capable of making 140 pound-feet of torque in the back of the vehicle. Such setup enables the car to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 8 seconds and reach the top speed of 80 miles per hour. With the installed 16.1 kWh battery pack, the Solo has a driving range of about 100 miles and can be fully recharged in 3 hours when the 220-volt outlet is used. Solo is being delivered now to the first backers with the MSRP of $15,500, but the worldwide deliveries are expected for the fourth quarter of 2018. Smart Fortwo ED. If you consider all the incentives that this car qualifies for as an electric vehicle, you will be impressed by the rather low price of around $18,000. For the money, you shall become an owner of an 80 horsepower and 118 pound-feet of torque strong two-seater vehicle perfect for city driving. The maximum range that is ensured by a 17.2 kWh battery is 99 miles. Even though 0 to 60 acceleration takes 11.4 seconds, You can still enjoy instant torque dynamics, and the top speed is now limited at 81 miles per hour. All new smart models now include cruise control, power windows, power steering, and Bluetooth smartphone connectivity. Since Daimler is seriously considering ceasing production of ICE Smarts very soon, the electric modification will be the only option for you if you want to own a car from this brand. Hyundai Ioniq. The South Korean Ioniq currently comes with 3 different electrified powertrains: traditional hybrid, PHEV, and all-electric version. Of course, we're interested in the pure electric one that has very distinct design features of its own that place it somewhere at the top of the affordable electric cars pantheon, at least in terms of looks. Up until 2017, it had one of the longest ranges in the class, 124 miles on a charge, and overall 136 mpge, beating VW e-Golf, Nissan Leaf, and Ford Focus. But since its 118 horses powertrain and 28 kWh battery capacity don't get any updates for the 2018 model year, Hyundai Ioniq will most likely lose its leadership position. However, on the second thought, it is one of the few electric cars that have convenient lease options, so affordable $2,500 down payment at signing and $275 a month lease option may attract buyers anyway. Ford Focus Electric. The electrified Focus hardly differs from its gasoline counterpart, except for the powertrain that could make you miss the exhaust sounds and somewhat smaller cargo space that is being taken up by the 33.5 kWh battery. The front wheels are brought into motion by a class standard 143 horsepower electric motor with 184 pound-feet of torque. The range is estimated by EPA at 115 miles, and the actual fuel efficiency is at 107 mpge. One of the most significant advantages that the Ford Focus has over the competition is the lease option from the manufacturer that starts at $234 a month with $3,000 down payment at the signing. The interior is up to Ford standards and is packed with ammonites, and even the starting price will get you remote start and preconditioning features. Nissan Combi ENV200. While the electric SUV and mid-size market seems to be gaining new members, the multi-purpose vehicle segment does not have many prominent autos. However, we have to highlight a rather obscure family vehicle that has avoided the media limelight, and it is a Nissan ENV200 Combi. This EV utilizes the same technology that is already installed on thousands of electric Nissans around the globe, which is a 107 horsepower electric motor that is coupled with a 24 kWh battery that has 5 years or 60,000 miles warranty and is good for 106 miles of range. The advanced route planner lets you use energy more efficiently, and the real-life distance that Combi can go manages to remain within at least 70 miles. As of today, this is one of the most spacious passenger electric cars, and it can fit up to 7 people. This automobile is currently not sold in the US, but in the United Kingdom the pricing starts at £24,400, which is around $32,000. However, you have to note that all the Combis qualify for £4,500 government incentive. Kia Soul EV. The electric version of the Soul looks pretty much identical to the gasoline model. However, unlike other so-called compliance vehicles, it does not lose any space in the cargo bay to accommodate the battery, and can easily take up to 50 cubic feet of your valuables with the rear seats folded down. For the 2010 model year, it received an updated 30 kWh battery, good for 111 miles. Just enough for regular commuters who usually travel around 40 miles a day. The boxy design of this automobile makes it an oddity on the roads these days, but extra roominess, which is something that other electric cars lack, makes it rather appealing as a family vehicle. Unfortunately, the Soul EV is not sold nationwide in the US and is limited to zero-emission states. Chevrolet Bolt. Even though this car is often called a compliance vehicle that General Motors had to build to meet government regulations, we still love it and shouldn't really care that the manufacturer might be losing money on every Bolt sold. Since it is priced so close to the Model 3 and matches its capabilities, It is the perfect alternative for people who can afford the $37,000 car, but are not ready to be on the waiting list for a Tesla for a couple of years. The standard 60 kWh battery ensures 238 miles of range under perfect conditions, or around 190 miles of driving at average speed of 75 mph with air conditioning on. The Chevy is 200 horses strong, accelerates to 60 in 6.5 seconds, and can handle minor bumps on the road. Even though labeled as a crossover by the manufacturer, Chevrolet Bolt is sized more like an average compact, but is indeed somewhat roomier. Used electric cars. It has been at least 5 years since the first mass-production electric cars from Tesla, Nissan, BMW, Ford, and Chevrolet were introduced, so the auto market is now full of used offerings in good condition that cost twice as little as the brand new ones. For example, the Dream electric car Model S of the 2012-2013 model years is sold for around $40,000 to $50,000. The Nissan Leaf, Ford Focus Electric, or Chevrolet Spark EV of the same age would take just around $10,000 out of your pocket, while the BMW i3 is running at approximately 19 grand. Of course, for the used EVs, battery degradation is an issue, but according to our research, at least for a Nissan Leaf, the all-new battery would cost $5,000, and Tesla claims that their batteries are good for at least 15 years, so you will still end up saving lots of money. Ego Life. The demand for compact city cars with electric powertrains is constantly growing, since they can be used for short-distance commute and car sharing, are easy to park on the narrow streets, while at the same time meet zero-pollution regulations that are being introduced for the city zones around the globe. One of the most recent newcomers among these small four-wheelers is Ego Life. This car can accommodate 2 passengers, but weighs only 1,800 pounds. The installed powertrain makes 30 horsepower and 81 pound-feet of torque at its peak, but considering the extremely light weight of the vehicle, it can still hit 65 miles per hour. The installed 19.2 kWh battery ensures 106 miles of range. Ego is sold at around 15,900 euros, which is about $18,300 US. Baojun E100. The joint venture of General Motors, SAIC, and Liesho Wuling Motors has released to the Chinese market a tiny and very affordable electric car, Baojun E100. If all the incentives are taken into account, and we have to point out that in China they're extensive, you will get the final price of just $5,300, which makes E100 the cheapest production electric automobile in the world. Under the hood, the city car is equipped with a 39 horsepower motor. You might mistake this automobile for a child's car, since it is 10 inches shorter than the Smart Fortwo 2 that clearly served as the design inspiration for the automobile. However, Baojun still comes with a package. You shall get an ABS system, parking sensors, and passenger alert system. If prices still scare you off from electric cars, do not forget that they all qualify for government incentives up to $7,500 depending on the country or state where you live in. Taking this matter into account, would you say that these electric automobiles are affordable, or would you rather stick to gasoline? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Check out the suggested episodes on the screen, like, subscribe and share. May the torque be with you!